quiet for a while. I just, all right, I just came and thought, let me do a crypto analysis. I like when I analyze something that I'm not actually actively trading, but we're going to look at this for long term. I know there's a whole buzz about XRP and XLM and Solana, all these things. Okay, so we're just going to look at it technically. I'm not going to complicate our lives. Like I said, I just trade support and resistance trend lines, time frame, and closing prices. So we keep it simple. Okay, let's just go through this. So XRP, according to this Binance chart, this is the 2018 high, which was $3.55. It was pretty big, a big move, right? When it just came into the market because it was quite. I think it started being listed on here in 2013. Was basically messing around here and then started making headway at 42 cents, dropped down, then boom, then court cases, whatever. I'm not really interested in the stories behind it, but the chart always speaks. It's got its own language. And I'm hoping that my sound is audible. Anyway, so if I just want to show you something. So you got a pump, right? Then you're gonna dump. Then you got a kind of sideway, and it's resting on previous information. So let's have a look what it's resting on. So there was a little break of structure here, right? I'm just using the basic knowledge, right? So they played around there. Every time the sideway, that's when I would say, okay, you can start looking at getting some tokens or whatever they call them, coins, tokens. And then obviously in 2021, there was a pump. That's where they created a second high after this ultimate high. And then have a look at this. Same thing. If we look at around here, the same place. Okay, let me actually put an actual line here. This is weekly, so let's keep it orange. So yeah, so if you look, this high of 2017 has kind of been the magnet, right? So that's where they've been playing around. Bounce, got a bounce here, two legs, one, two, boom, came back down, played around here again, and then, so we've got a new break of structure. So essentially, if we're gonna look at this original break of structure, so that's kind of our basis point, 34 cents. I don't see them coming underneath that. All I know is that they didn't create a new high. So after this push up, this quite explosive push, I think because of what's happening in America, Elon, and all these things, you can see like the whole fiat system is kind of like slowly, like there's trying to really phase it out, and it's all political. And so, I mean, we know that this is going to happen anyway. Everything going cashless, all these things are going to happen. So it's a good time to kind of obviously stock up on this. It's not financial advice. It's just my perspective, all right? So don't go calling a lawyer. So anyway, coming back here. So my question, my understanding here is that we broke structure here, right? That's the highest structure. But mm, my view on this is that we're gonna come back really back around this area, right? Yeah, that's where, I mean, they broke. I think just from a traditional perspective, they broke something like this, right? Yeah. So essentially, you got this level here, you got this level here, and yeah, once they start playing around here, obviously it's gonna take time. What I'm looking at, this, let's see how long this took. The pump happened last year around November, December, November. This pump happened in November. Uh, it's unfortunate I didn't post. I just sent it to a friend because I did say to them around when it was 60 something cents that this thing's gonna pump, but I didn't think it was gonna pump so high, honestly speaking. I just thought it was gonna come around $1.57 and take some time. But since there's quite interest in this, but have a look at this. Since this time, there's been 98 days, right? Okay, let's see. Since the high, we've had 56 days. So it's gonna take time. I mean, for it to formulate this, first of all, they didn't break the high. That's the first thing. So they have to go back to what they broke. So they broke this, right? So they have to go underneath. They're gonna do some bounces around here, but I think we need to kind of be looking around here. That's just logical thinking. I think 90 cents is pretty much possible, around 90 something cents. Um, and the way I'm looking at it, don't like in my head, I'm not thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna sell this. In my head, I'm just thinking, whoever's bought this, obviously, the thing with trading versus investing, someone will go in hard here because it's $3 and they're like, oh, this is cheap or whatever, and then they buy like $4,000 worth of it, Then when it drops and it loses half and underneath half means that at some point you are on sitting on 2000K in terms of the value of your investment. So because the mentality of the crowd is always like, oh no, you're losing out. Let's come out, we'll buy again later. You don't do that. You just, man, like that's why you should just put, you buy what you really can afford to buy without looking at the chart and say, oh, I'm weighing myself and all these funny things. So for me, when I'm talking about this, it's just for like looking for potential buying in, you know what I mean? Like buying at a low price because there was a pump, there's usually some type of a dump. But once this whole US and Trump starts really, really doing this whole thing of his, and the world kind of moves away from fiat, then we're going to see some crazy things. Because once we break out of this, just like from a business point of view, this guy is really, I'm looking at him and his influence on banks, right? On what he's doing for banks, because he's bringing costs low. I mean, Ripple, the Ripple company behind this XRP, what they're doing for the banking system, because that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at it like the financial sector is going to be hugely dependent on this company. So I don't know how far this is going to go. I've heard many crazy stories, 10,000, 20,000, all that stuff. That is going to take some time as well. So it's kind of a long term view. If we just think about BTC, 2011, it was around, I don't know, between $1 and $10, something like that. It must have been around this price, right? That was 2011. So 2011 to 2025, that's 14 years or so later, it's worth 92 plus K, right? So that's quite, I think there's nothing in the market that has done that because, as we know, crypto is quite crazy. So there's not, you can expect anything. So this one, I mean, it moves together with, let me just delete this. Hope I'm making sense for you guys. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible without complicating things. But this, I'm just going to add XLM. Oh, yeah, we go. XLM, mm, oh gosh, it didn't, it loaded it on top. Let me delete that. Let's try that again. XLM. New price, new pain. Okay. So XLM is at the bottom here. So if you pay attention to XLM, this is kind of like the cheaper. Oh no, this is, I opened the cap. Sorry. I don't want the market cap on XLM itself. Hold on. XLM against the dollar. Yeah. Let's see. Yep. Let's see this. Uh, keep putting on. Sorry, guys. I haven't been touching the chat in a while. So, mm, XLM, what did I say? Futures contract. Yeah, just the. No, XLM USD. Yeah. Okay. So, let's have a look at this. Why is it not giving me the thing? Okay. New pay. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. Let's have a look now. Now, if you have a look, I'm going to put a vertical line here. You can see they're pretty much moving the same way, right? So this is a cheaper version of XRP. So you can, whatever XRP is doing, this um, Stella, whatever, is moving together with XRP. Uh, you can read up on it. There's a relationship between the two. So I'm just working on technical analysis, so I don't want to complicate things. But what is interesting here? Let's see. Mm, let's put on candles. Okay. Okay. Delete this. So I'm paying attention to this. This for me is quite easier to look at than this one, right? Now I'll just be following this until it comes back here, right? It's the same thing. Come back to where they broke, see if they hold around that place, and then once they sideway, you can basically I would take it in, and then whatever's gonna spark controversy or whatever's gonna happen fundamentally, we'll start pumping this up again. And as you can see, it's also been higher. The highest it's been is it's been 80 cents. So right now it's 26 cents. So if you don't really afford to buy a bunch of XRP, you can buy XLM because they're basically moving the same. Okay, so yeah, that's we can just keep it simple like that. Let me see. Let's close this guy. Come on, right. We close this guy and we have a look now. Now, all you have to follow here is where price keeps closing. So far, this is a sell, but it's going to be a painful one. It's going to keep on bouncing, doing this. Whoever's going to be trading this is going to be having a headache because you can see the type of reactions it gets, right? Because it's volatile, obviously. But if you know what you're doing in intraday, you can do some stuff. But yeah, I don't want to spend too much time. 30 minutes, 13 minutes is enough. Yeah, like I said, I expect it to come back to a dollar somewhere at some point. Once it hits a dollar, we can start looking at it and loading more buys. I know some people made money over this, but I was just paying attention to the monthly close. So the monthly closed. Let me show you. So let me delete this brushes. Okay. So if you have a look here, so the monthly closed within this range, right? So they didn't break anything. So we had January, then we had Feb, then March created its high, then it's going down. This I expected, In terms of closing price, they broke above this, they broke above this, they broke above this. It can come all the way down. It can test this, come out, test this, come in. I don't like projecting, like doing those, because that's rookie things. We don't try draw patterns of how the market is gonna move. We're not wizards of Oz. We just know what we're doing and we mark what is logical, and then yeah. But yeah, so I mean, even if you want to like buy in here, buy in there, buy in there, your choice really. But I expect it to come down a bit, right? Because essentially the real breakout is this $1.59. If we just want to use like basic understanding, we can just take this whole move, right? So as you can see, they bounced at the 50%. So quarterly. So $1.20. That's okay. Hold on. Need to reverse this. Yeah. So once it gets to 25%, you see, I'm just breaking it up in quarters, and yeah, I mean, I don't know. People are talking about flash crashes and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know what would cause a flash crash on this specific instrument, but I'm not concerned about flash crashes. I'm just gonna tell you like literally what every chart does, right? So yeah, just pay attention. Mark $1.57, $1.22. I mean, if I take this trend line here, because this is a weekly trend line, right? I know I'm not marking it the way that people are used to, but don't worry about that. So if we duplicate this and put it underneath here, you can see essentially that's where they bounced off after they broke out of it. So there's definitely something happening. You can just duplicate this and see. I mean, it might align later. These lows, whatever. Later on, it might align. Something like that. So yeah, you're gonna get bounces around these areas. Definitely. So pay attention. Like I said, going back to $1.50 and below, and you can start just laying slowly some order, like, not some orders, but buying into the coin or whatever this thing is, the tokens, all that stuff. All right, that's XRP for you guys, and I know people want to look at the mainstream guys, Bitcoin. I haven't looked at Bitcoin. I'll do the next video on Bitcoin. All right, later. Trade safe, and if you're investing, be mindful of your pocket. Don't go crazy and then freak out when things go up and down. All right, Moonlight is contact me if you're looking for analysis and things like that for training, and we can discuss. All right, sure.